So what, it's about the 5th, 6th of December, I think. Chickens are out. Lily's checking it out. Lily, don't eat that. It rained. All the sheeps are sitting up there. The baby alpaca's a boy. And we've gone from Lucy and Maria to, wow, too many to even be able to comprehend. Anyway, I've got a little watering system with a tank. Pepper's checking it out. I think the float moves. Anyway, these are all freebie chickens. They probably need, a couple of them need their feet dipping. But anyway, I'm catching up with myself. That chicken is bigger than you are, Lily. She hasn't discovered the fence yet, even though the fence isn't on right now. But she will. And that's a bit of roadkill that was hanging there because the sheep chickens were off the lay. And they actually eat protein. People think they eat grain, but they don't. They eat protein on insects. Come on out of there. This here's a butterfly plant, which is hard to see when you're mowing them, and it looks like the other balloon plant, which is there. Like, it's really hard to distinguish between the two of them. But I've been trying to get them to save some seeds so I can scatter them around, or it's like, do I dig that up and put it somewhere safe where it won't get whippersnippered? Because they're really pretty amongst all the weeds. I whippersnipped this the other week, and because it's been raining, it's just so wet. Alright, don't go in there. Lily! Lily! Get away. It's on now. You hear it clicking. You hear it clicking. Right, let's go over there. So the track withheld the rain. We got 450 mil in like 3 or 4 days. So it stood up. It's washed away over that second rise a bit on the side. And it's still a bit of a mess at the top. But anyway, I've got to move Richard's little stuff here. This is going to get some posts in it, so it'll have probably a post here and a post there, and I'll actually fence this off and then put a gate on it for the B&B space, and then I can put plants in there. There's a deck to go out the front. These paddocks are slowly getting clearer. So many thistles, I came and whippersnippered them all, and the more have just come up. So I've actually found a girl, she's awesome, she's really good, she's only a young girl, locally, who did some warning for me. I give her $100. Oh, sorry, I woke up not long ago. But yeah, I want to pull out all these young devil's figs by hand. The ground's wet, so we'll just probably spend 4 hours doing that. That'd be so much fun. And yeah, that's got to get ready. But you know, it's a beautiful view from the B&B. We're so lucky here, aren't we, Pepper? We've been so lucky. The rest of the world's crazy. Apparently Europe's back in lockdown again with this fucking flu pandemic. Christmas was sort of okay, but they're locking things down again, and just so grateful to be here every day. I thank Richard for help bringing me here. I was coming anyway, with or without him, but it's just such a perfect space to be while the world goes crazy, and I really feel there's a bit of a lull before a storm coming. Personally, I think some shit's going to hit the fan in the world, but we'll just see what happens. But yeah, mowing, weeding, slashing, whip snippering, lots of that. Lots of that. Skies are always so beautiful. Rightio, let's go make a juice. So yeah, the cement here's probably held this up. That bit washed away, but that bit did it. As fugly as it is, I got a whip snip with this morning. It held it all together. Just the bits where it wasn't cemented washed away, which is cool. And yeah, look at that. It's a little raft for the animals to get on, but they're not on it yet. So the idea is for them to hide on it and sleep and be safe. Pepper's going in there. The ducks are there. Pepper! Leave the ducks alone. There was mother, she had 9, she's down to 6, and they're probably fully grown now. Come on. I've got to whip sniffer all this. It seems really overwhelming, not as overwhelming as what it was, but when you whip a sniffer, it allows the grass to come up. And I've got all this bloody pokeweed coming up, poke root, which is a Phytolacca octandra, and I need a Phytolacca americana, or no, this is the decandra, and I think I need the octandra. Anyway, it's the wrong species, but it would be good to have it growing because it's hard to get hold of in Australia, and it grows. Look how well it grows here. I've just got to get one plant established and then I'll be away. But there's lots of it here. The berries go red. It makes a dye. So it's very good for dyeing clothes. Pepper, will you get out of there? Leave them alone. She likes the eggs. They're past duck eggs. Oh, there she is with the babies. See her over there. Oh, zoom too bad. Where's she gone? Oh, there she is. Don't know if the zoom works that well. Anyway. Hello, mummy duck. With your bubbies. Okay. I'll go in there. So guess what I did here? That was the garden. I took all the plants out of there, did it last week, and moved it. And I've moved the fence here because it's so friggin' hard and big to whippersnipper. You can't bring the mower there because it keeps falling down, and then you can't drag it up again. So I've just reduced that space because I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be right up there. So I want it low maintenance. I've left the mulberry and the mango and a couple of veggie beds and stuff like that. So I'm going to move the bananas. And then it'll just be like the 4 beds and the bit out the front here. I've got some more natives coming to screen the Airbnb from the neighbour who still hates me. So I might stick a few more grevilleas in and stuff like that there, which is good. Here's one I prepared earlier. It's raining. There was 450 mil in an hour and a half, which is about 4 inches. So it's just rained and rained, and I'm crappy today because I don't know, because I'm not self-medicating anymore, because I haven't been able to walk, because there's just half-finished stuff everywhere, because plants are dying. So last year it wasn't a normal summer because it was a drought. So this is normal, but it's actually not normal. It's actually too wet. The goats have got in there. There was about 15 mangoes in there. I think there's about 5, 7 now. They've just pulled them out, the fucking bastards. So I'm just working in the rain, putting barbs on it. It needs a gate on it. There's just all this half-finished stuff over there, wherever the creek is over there or whatever, where the 2 trees are. The fence has been undone, so I've just mended that as good as I can, but I can't strain it up. I was meant to have someone come and work with me the other day and she didn't rock up, so that was a bit annoying. This is all on hold. You can't really drive through this. It's just too wet. I've got to get my car out there yet. Anyway, I put these up this morning. I'm just waiting for Steve to finish the last ones. Once the friggin' bearers go up, then I'm away, you know. It's the thing about being an overachiever. You just want to keep achieving. When you can't, it's frustrating. Anyway, hopefully, what is it? It's Friday today. Friday, I don't even know what it is. 11th, January, 12th or whatever. Probably 8th, 9th, I don't know. Anyway, hopefully, probably by Tuesday they should all be done, and then there's got to be extension bits put on that, and then the bearers on top, and then hopefully I'm away. But anyway, I haven't tightened them up because I just need him to check everything before I go tightening everything. Anyway, and there's plants everywhere. People give me stuff, and Steve brings plants back, and then they just sit there. It just frustrates me, and like I can hear the plants going, "I'm dying!" Which is why I put friggin' all these dragon fruits in here. The pecan sat there for a few days, so that's gone in this morning. So there's about 50 white dragon fruits in here. But I had an acacia there, I had a plane tree there. I mean, it's alive, the acacia's gone, I think they've eaten it. But the flame tree's there, but I'm just going to go and vacuum the house because I've been cleaning mugwort, so there's just mugwort everywhere and the puppies there. And I've been here for a couple of hours now. And hopefully, but it's so wet, like, this is so wet. I'll show you on the top. But these dragon fruits are taken, so these are the ones that were sitting under the tree for ages and ages and ages and ages. And that pecan, I was very rough digging it out. But some of the mangoes are alive. But the goats just come along, I mean that's a year. The goats just come along and they eat the leaves and then they pull on them and then they pull it out and then they just spit out the roots and the sticks and off they go. So I'm going to have something to eat and come back. So I'm putting barbs on the top here. And I've got the fencing, it's no good me pointing, you can't see. I've got the fencing over there, so I'm just going to do that bottom bit. And it needs a gate. I don't know where the gate's going to be. My brain's probably not. But I think these dragon fruit are going to take. I've been on the computer and interviewing people for Facebook ads, and I put an ad in there just wanting someone to help with a few months getting some of my courses. I got 12 courses up and running just to help get them moving. Anyway, that was like 14 people. So it was just... anyway, I've sorted that. I'll show you how wet it is. So this here I was going to use as a paddock for the animals, but I've just got to keep planting in it because, you know, I've had plants and I've bought plants and people get plants and I acquire plants, and, you know, there's free plants that you can pick up, and it's too wet up there because it's just a spring up there. It's just too wet. Great for lettuces, probably great for the greens. I mean, there'll be things that it'll be awesome for, but I've just got to find it out, and I haven't had a normal season here yet, so I don't know what's the norm. So, you know, I can't put things up there that like wet feet. So this was the stuff that was out the front in that little bed, except for some of these, I call them areola cherries, which it's not a nipple, it's arcerio. Anyway, Brazilian cherries, they're one of the best sources of vitamin C, but apparently they grow pretty rampant here. But anyway, I'm gonna make something out of them, or I'll powder them or something. Like, that food, the high sources of vitamin C, and with the fucking crazy going on in the world at the moment, they're passing laws for mandatory vaccinations, and people are dying from having vaccinations. Health workers are just dropping dead. Anyway, what was I doing? Showing you the wet bits. Right, I'm sure I haven't got to the wet bits. See, these are all sweet potato runners, so you've got to weed all that. That's what it's like. So I've got to pull all that out. This is all ploughed up, but the rosellas are going off. Sweet potatoes. I mean, everything will be alright. Just getting stuff established and living in two places and catching up from working so much. But my little chase tree's alive. Yay! You're going, which is it? That's it there. I used to grow that in WA. It's my friend. And the crickets are everywhere. See them? See them jumping? Little bastards. It's because of all this here. Anyway, hopefully I won't have to keep spending days and days and days on the computer. That's all the yellow turmeric coming up there. The valerian's still alive. The wild lettuce is still alive. The true wormwood. Tansy, like, stuff's sort of alive. I've moved the rosemaries that were down there up here. The withania's alive. I probably just need to come and whipper sniffer it. Oh, that's the medicinal mugwort, so I have put one of those in. Okay. And I haven't even gone down there. Like, it's just going to be so wet down there. I don't know if those roses are going to cope with it. You can't even see. Actually, I can't see anything because my screen. See the rose? Anyway, I haven't even got down there. I think I need to come up here with the whipper sniffer and... You know, there's rhubarb in there somewhere. It's just really overwhelming. It wouldn't be if I had an hour a day here, which it's getting the routine in happening. But these rosellas are doing awesome. These are flow forms. They're normally about 4,000 to sometimes 8,000 for a set, and I got this set for $700, so that was awesome. You know, like, stuff comes up and it's like, oh, you got to get that. Like, that's friggin', you know, you're saving a couple of grand, and then it just becomes more stuff and more stuff that hasn't been done. So These lettuces are all going to seed. The markets start up again this week, so the grapes need staking. I moved the kiwi fruit, like they need staking. I'm going to put a big dome over here, like the shade thing up there, but without the shade on it, just so things can grow up it. So, and it's just, look at the fucking bastards. See them? It's because of all this. But anyway, tractor's mended now, tractor's going. Right, I'll show you the wet bit. Still not at the wet bit. So this is all the asparagus. Remember the asparagus that I had in that little bed? Pepper went in there and dug that all up. So I've just put turmeric in there that was shooting. But these are just going off, so. And they're just too dense down the bottom, so they've got to be thinned out, but it might just be easier to bring them up. Yeah, limes. Okay, the wet bit. This ginkgo isn't liking the wet. The other one's just a stick now. It just can't cope with the wet. There was rice that was planted and something's dug it all up. So I'm having a whinge. Oh, that's a rosemary that needs to go in the ground. See, someone just acquire these plants and look, this is rice. And it's just all, something's eaten it. Something's just scratched the whole thing up and eaten it. Anyway, this is just all a mess. So, I put zinnias in here. Oh, this bit's not too bad. But look at this. You dig a hole. See how wet it is? It's just too wet. It's fine for lettuce. But because it's a spring. I think that's why the corn's all died. Look at all the caterpillars or the crickets have done to all these. I'll work it out, I'll work it out. I've just eaten all the corn. It's got to be rats or something, because you know, I'm not here. I'm not here at night. I'm not here much during the day. Oh, that's that green corn, look at it. Anyway. Right, I'm going to have some lunch, check on the puppy and come back. So this stuff, you know, I've just got to keep growing as much of this kale as possible. Because I'm juicing every day and, you know, there's things over there to pick. Anyway, let's go and check on the puppy. Have something to eat. That was my idea for floating. Well, actually, it wasn't my idea. Steph gave me the idea for floating beds for lettuce. But this is a floating bed here. Alright, I'm going to eat and come back up here. So I've still got my stocking on my leg, which I slipped over. That's a normal leg. That's a stocking leg. I think I've got another 1 week or 2 weeks. My leg today actually feels normal. That earthing blanket I've been using. Ginger coming up. You know, there's stuff coming up. It's just me feeling overwhelmed. There's a native raspberry in here, but oh, there it is there. You know, I've just had to chuck stuff in the ground because it's friggin' dying, you know. Here, someone said have a rose. Alright, I'm going, if I can get out. My camera's full of mud. This is rice. Planted some rice up there and the animals just got it, something got it. So anyway, I'm going to plant them here and get them up and get them going and then plant them out. So, check the skull cap, that's going off in the wet. So it's just a case of moving things around. Oh.